Welcome everyone. Good afternoon. This is Hüseyin Yılmaz. I am the Director General of CSR Turkey. And this project is implemented by 3 Black Sea regional countries. We are from Turkey, and we have 2 partner institutions from Armenia and Ukraine. Actually, the project is a European Union project. The European Union is a funded project, but it generally organized by Romanian fund platform. The fund platform is some kind of CSO platform, and they are just subgranting this opportunity for the CSR Black Sea project. Mainly the project is the aim to accelerate the CSR and SDG concepts in the Black Sea, in the CSO and also the company level. And we try to engage different kind of institutions and the people from the society to explain how its CSR concepts evaluated in the last years, and what kind of green energy and green economy concepts will bring, and what are the expectations from the society for the regarding this kind of concepts in the next 10 or 20 years. Now we every 2 weeks, we will have this kind of webinars. This is the second one. As you see on the, just want to show you our schedule. As you see, we have started with the CSR 101 presentation last week. It's about the main concept, the CSR, what is it and how it's changed in the years. But then today we will have supply chain and SMEs, and then you will also have 5 other webinars next 1 month, and you can easily join and contribute this process, and you are welcome. Actually, after these webinars, we will publish 2 digital books. One of them is this guidebook. It's about the CSR, implementation of CSR. And the other one is the best practices catalog from CSR region. Now, today we have a guest speaker from Turkey, Evren Aydoğan. He is the Deputy General Manager of the IDEMA. IDEMA is some kind of consultancy company. They are working on international development, social development actually, and they will give us some brief, and maybe you can ask the questions about their programs of the Sağlam Kobi project. The project actually about the disaster management and also sustainable business for SMEs, and it's really valuable information we will have next 1 hour. Before that, I just want to give some brief information about the CSR and SME relation and how it's important for our supply chain and SMEs. Actually, the CSR concept it's not so old, and it just came up in 1990s. It's created by some kind of economists following the Great Depression to eliminate the problems of the emerging problems after the Great Depression. And then, of course, the definition has changed. Actually, you can see, I don't want to read all this definition. You can see, and following this webinar, we will share this presentation and also the report about the CSR and SMEs. And you can see in here, in 50s, the Bowen created different perspective regarding the CSR. It's aiming to face the expectations of the society, and calling for the business world to support the society to increase the living standards, and then wide-scale economic development and security for the society, order, justice, freedom, self-development of individuals. Maybe you can see that this is not the responsibilities of the companies, it's responsibilities of the state actually, but it changed in years, and we will see that. And then what is the CSR? And we have other definitions, of course, and it's about actually CSR is not making profit. It's see the companies should have also the other purposes, not just aiming to increase their profit. It's also see that and actually expect from the companies to regard and to take account of their actions on all the society. And then they, the social responsibility is bringing the corporate behavior to level of with the general social values and performance expectations. Actually, you can see in here, they define the CSR by changing the responsibility and the location of the business in the society. Actually, the changing role of the business in time, it's really close to the state responsibilities. And you can see in here, it's actually required to companies, from companies, to face and support the problems and find solutions for the problems of the society and create some beneficial effects on society rather than negative effects. Because always we are talking about protection of the environment, or gender equality, but actually CSR is more than that, and you need to put some positive effects, not just to protect your negative effects on society. And in here you can see that there is a pyramid. It's Carroll's pyramid. It's starting with the economic requirements of the society and the rules, and then legal rules, the ethic, and in the top of the pyramid you can see the philanthropic activities of the companies. It's not depends on the rules and any expectation. It's coming from directly of the company's decisions or strategies. You can see in here in top. We can maybe put this kind of classification for the CSRs in years by Carroll's. And then, of course, in Anatolia, in Turkey, we also have some kind of definition for CSR, and we always using this word, ahilik. Ahi is coming from another Arabic word, it's kardeşlik and akı. It means open-handed and brave, generous. Actually, as most of you maybe heard about something about ahilik, it's based on 3 practical functions. The first one is as a non-agricultural organizations, they are organizing some kind of vocational training. As you see in here, and today also, we maybe see these 3 pillars of the CSR in the business companies. First one is the organizing some vocational training. The second one is the determining the quality standards of the product. It's actually important today also. The third one is ensuring that the competition takes place under fair conditions. It's important to ensure some kind of habitat or environment with the fair conditions for the business work. The ahilik also provided this environment and these conditions for the companies. Also, not for just business environment, the ahilik is also deal with the social and environmental problems of the city. They part of it, the society, they part of it. This concept also, the ahilik concept also used by the Western world and Western academia. It's not just mentioned by Turkish or these Anatolian actors. It's a global word, and it's really well known in the Western world also. What is the benefit of CSR? When we are talking about the CSR, what is the benefit of it? You can see in here, it's create different kind of benefits or different kind of advantages for the SMEs and also for the companies in the larger level. You can see in there increases sales, brand differentiation, improving visibility. You can see in here prevention of negative reputation, and beyond that, increasing the reputation and change it a positive way. You can see all these benefits from different kind of people and different kind of times. And actually, we try to put summarize some benefits of the CSR. Why is this CSR is so important for the companies? And now you can see that it creates the new job opportunities, because when you are doing a sustainable business and you are ensuring your business in a sustainable way, it's increased the job opportunities in the market, and it also increases your brand value, and you are, by the way, you can be increase your competitiveness in the market by doing CSR or putting CSR in your agenda in long term. And you can see that not maybe just short term, in the long term, it increases your profitability in long term. And you can see that the CSR creates some kind of benefits for the companies. So when we come to today's topic, the CSR and supply chain, or CSR and SMEs, you can say that what kind of topics or what kind of areas the supply chain includes. You can see now internal and external transportation management, maybe then warehousing, inventory management. There are too many areas and too many components for the companies and supply chain companies actually to manageable by the CSR values and CSR concepts. So I would just want to come to our main issue today with the SMEs. Okay, what we are talking about when we're talking about SMEs, we need to just put the definition of SMEs. What are the SMEs and how we can, define them? We are using the source from the European Commission, their size regarding their annual sales revenues and other headcount. You can see the table in here. These are our SME definition made by European Commission. We are using this definition also for our projects. So CSR and SMEs, now the economy and the way of doing business changing in time, and it's really accelerating really hot, and now we can need to develop new tools and new behaviors to increase the global competitiveness of SMEs. And we are using CSR to do that. And then SMEs also have a really key role for the close the business and the business with society, and to find solution for the social problems. So now here the SMEs have key role to close interaction with the society and the position they hold in supply chain, because we know that the SMEs are really there are too many SMEs and their percentage is really high in the business world. So we need SMEs to increase interaction with society. And also the CSR activities create some win-win situation for the SMEs. They are creating some values for the society. By the way, also they are benefiting from the situation. So when we just want to give some references from the academia or literature, we can see that there are two major types of SMEs. They seem to be more likely to adopt CSR. The first one is the ownership. Okay, in actually Turkey, we are really seeing this kind of examples. The owner of the company, they want to do something for environment or the society, and they are try to increase their profit. The other one is the ones participating their socioeconomic context without the label of or brand of CSR. They don't know what is the CSR, and they are not doing this for the CSR, but they already have these activities. Then in the global perspective, there are four kind of SME and CSR model we have, and we can talk about these models. Firstly, the Nordic model. The model is implemented in this Denmark, Sweden, and Norway countries. It's a partnership model. Actually, this model is creating some kind of partnership between companies with CSOs or public bodies with CSOs, and we can have some kind of partnerships. In the second model, it's called business in the community. It's actually used in England and United Kingdom. You can see in here the companies and business also involvement of the playing a role in socioeconomic development, not the creating partnership. They have a much more bigger, much more important role in the society, different from the Nordic model. The third one is the sustainability and citizenship model. The model actually came from Germany and France. This is a model is companies act in compliance with existing rules, maintain good relationship with their local communities, with the environment. And you can see that it's a little bit different, not so different from the model implemented in the United Kingdom. It's much more different. Companies obey the rules and follow the rules, but they are much more interactive with their society. The fourth model, used in the Mediterranean region actually. Maybe our the model in Turkey is much more similar like this one. The Agora model, they call it Agora model. The model is CSR promotion is mainly carried out through the spreading CSR values and principles in the political debate, involving as many social players as possible. It tried to increase the CSR awareness in the society and the market also by increasing the interaction with the different stakeholders. Actually, maybe last 10 years in Turkey, our institution have done this, but now it's a little bit changing now, maybe like the Nordic model or the sustainability and citizen model also implemented in Turkey. Actually, there is another point in here I want to mention. We can maybe call the SMEs a different actor in the market, not a responsible entrepreneur, because SMEs are really different and much more maybe important than just a responsible entrepreneurs. You can see in here, because they have some responsibilities towards their customers, competitors, their employees, and they're also in their society with their stakeholders. So the SMEs is more than a responsible entrepreneur. I just want to underline this issue. So what are the external factors that push SMEs to engage in CSR, maybe sustainability, and also some environmental rules? The supply chain pressure from large and bigger organizations, because their demands coming from the high top, asking for the SMEs develop their capacities and also get some new abilities regarding CSR and the sustainability rules. It's coming from large organizations on top. The community pressure, the society demands new rules or new features from the companies, and then it pushes the SMEs to engage in CSR. And the other one is the rules and laws coming from the public bodies. Maybe not just the domestic regulations, the regulations by coming from the European Union or other international organizations. It also pushes the SMEs to obey the rules and increase their capacities and the conditions in the factories, or provide some decent work environment for their employees. And the last one is maybe the customer loyalty. The customers also demand and ask for the companies to improve their conditions and their behaviors regarding the environment or other actors in the society. This kind of four essential factors push the SMEs to engage in CSR. My last page in this presentation is what kind of strategies we have for the CSR involvement for SMEs. The SMEs can increase their participation for the CSR activities by being part of the solution of social problems, and then they can maybe increase their interaction with the society by using some kind of volunteering employee activities, and they push their employees in society. The consumerism is also the important point to create some, responsible products and protect and ensure the rights of the consumers. And then other one is the environmental actions. It's regarding your waste management or responsible product or some kind of climate actions you can take to part of this CSR activities. The other one is the supply chain. It's actually, as I mentioned before, supply chain is the coming from, it includes different kind of components. It's coming from transportation, also the production. There are different kind of steps for the supply chain process. Now, actually, it's done for myself, and thank you for listening and being part of this presentation. And also, I just want to show again what kind of schedule we have next month, and you are easily register and being part of this webinars also. Now I just want to give the stage, Mr. Evren Aydoğan from IDEMA. He will make a speech and maybe presentation about the Sağlam KOBİ. Thank you for time.
Thank you, Hüseyin, for inviting me, IDEMA, for this organization as the second speaker. I will be talking about IDEMA projects and mainly the Sağlam KOBİ Resilient SMEs project very briefly in maybe 15-20 minutes. And of course, I will be open for any questions from the audience. So if you don't mind, I will directly start my presentation. I will try to share my screen. I think that is the one. Is it?
Yes.
Yes. Can you see my?
Yes. Yes, we see.
Like, okay. Is it kind of like full, or should I make it like this? Is it better now?
Yes, it's better now.
Okay. So yeah. Let me. Yeah. So what I will be talking about is like I put some contents in it. It will be very short introduction of IDEMA and then very short introduction of Sağlam KOBİ. And then what do we understand from disaster resiliency and what is the role of SMEs mainly? What's their role in the supply chain, a strong supply chain? And I will be talking about the resilience as a holistic concept rather than only solely disaster resiliency, but also social, economic, and digital resiliency that we are seeing to achieve through our Sağlam KOBİ project as well, because we see that the SMEs are the main core components of the economies, both regional, like in the Black Sea region as well, not only in Turkey, and their resiliency, their strength actually shows the overall strength of our economies and our international cooperation in that manner, actually. So there will be disaster resiliency part, digital, social, and economic resiliency parts, and I will be putting some very brief remarks on what lies ahead. So this is IDEMA. This is some part of our team from some social good summit, I think 2 years ago. So IDEMA is a social enterprise, a consultancy company in which we conduct tons of different types of social economic development projects, varying from the refugee integration to the disaster resiliency of SMEs, again varying from research projects with World Bank and to cooperativism, women cooperativism, new production capacities, ghost kitchens and others. So I have been serving as Deputy General Manager in IDEMA for the last 2 years. So I am responsible for managing, directing different projects and directing some new business development processes. Within this period, I was also responsible for Sağlam KOBİ project, which I will be mentioning briefly today. So how do we do these projects, all these projects of IDEMA? In terms of social and economic development and our innovative solutions. We do have tons of different partners from very different parts of the world, not only from Turkey, but also from different countries. And so we do have like Center for International Private Enterprise, Bureau for Population and Refugees and Migration, the World Bank, TBWA, UPS Global Foundation, Esri, which is one of the biggest mapping companies of the world, US Chamber of Commerce, Google, and tons of others. So the main projects of IDEMA, if you like, very briefly, it's about food entrepreneurship, about green energy, like smart cities, and education, common values movement, and disaster resilience. And we do have not only food entrepreneurship centers in Istanbul and Mersin, but we do have, like in Ogar, art incubation center in Istanbul as well. So after this very brief explanation of IDEMA, what we are going to mention before the details of the Sağlam KOBİ project is why SMEs are more important in social and economic development. As I said when I starting my speech, SMEs are the most important actors in all sectors of economy, like as you can imagine. SMEs constitute 99.8% of all private initiatives and more than 90% of overall economy in Turkey. I assume that the regional projection of these numbers would be the same, more or less. And the third one is the SMEs are the critical and indispensable units to enable inclusiveness of all parts of society, such as women and youth, particularly in social and economic spheres, to adopt digitalization collectively and to reach sustainable developments as a whole society in the long run. So within the context of CSR Webinar Series, what is Sağlam KOBİ? First of all, Sağlam KOBİ is a semi-CSR project funded by, very briefly, in the very first place, funded by UPS Global Foundation, US Chamber of Commerce, World Economic Forum, and IDEMA. And right now, for the last 2 years, we do have some new funders which sees the Sağlam KOBİ as part of their corporate social responsibility strategy, which are Google.org, Google International, Google Turkey, Youth Business International, and right now, which is a very important strategic partnership that we have, which is TOB, which is called the Union of Chambers and Commodity Exchange of Turkey. So through this program, it is by itself structured as a CSR project, which is benefiting all the SMEs in all sectors, various different regions. And also, as you can see in this picture, in the world, this picture is from Sri Lanka, in which we extended our knowledge, our toolbox for the SMEs to make them more resilient. And right now we are talking about expanding it to some other region in Balkans and some other parts of the world under the roof of CBI, Mexico, East Africa, and as I said, in the Balkan region. So Sağlam KOBİ is itself a CSR project, which is targeting SMEs as the main component of the supply chain of the Turkish economy. So what do we do in Sağlam KOBİ? It's basically aims to increase awareness on disasters and emergencies, to improve disaster preparedness of SMEs and strengthen their business resiliency. The implementing partners, as I said, IDEMA, UPS, World Economic Forum, American Chamber of Commerce. So the first main thing is to increase awareness. Because the reason behind that is the number that you are seeing under the 2018, which is the publication of disaster resilience research for business participation of, sorry, there's a typo, it's not 4,000, it's 400 SMEs, MSMEs around Turkey in 5 regions. In this particular research, we did have a chance to see and launched it in a national convention that almost 80% of our SMEs are not even aware that they are under any kind of risk out of any disaster. So that's the main problem that we are trying to tackle right now through Sağlam KOBİ. But if we look at our scale, it started, the idea came up after 2001 earthquake, and in 2013 the project started. Till 2018, in 5 years, we reached over 100,000 people in 25 provinces of Turkey, delivered more than 100 webinars and training of trainers for over 3,500 MSMEs. And then in 2018, we conducted that research. We launched it in 2019. And with this vision we got from the research, we created Sağlam KOBİ 2.0. We prioritized sustainable solutions, including digitalization, online tools, and utilization of new technologies, and also social resiliency, which I will be talking about, of the SMEs who are operating within Turkey and around the globe. And in 2020, as you all know, the reason that I am seeing you from screen is we did have the COVID-19 pandemic, and through this project, we were very fast actually. Through our website, sağlamkobi.org and digital sağlamkobi.org, we created new modules to help to digitalize SMEs to cope with the necessities of new era of COVID-19. I will be talking about the details of it as well. So what is our main approach? This is like holistic approach, I would like to say. The resiliency of the SMEs as the core part of the supply chain. So as the core part of the big corporate social responsibility targets, we do have 4 main pillars, which is like disaster resilience against any kind of natural disaster. The second one is digital resiliency, in which we are supporting our SMEs to be knowledgeable about e-trade, to be knowledgeable about e-commerce, to be knowledgeable about e-payment, to be knowledgeable about e-export and e-import, and how to conduct new businesses around the world by applying true digitalization, by registering through digital networks, And the third one is, of course, the economic resiliency. We are working on it through research and through the continuous surveys that we're gathering from our community. Sağlam community is like including thousands of SMEs from different sectors, and getting their feedback on how to improve their economic resiliency and how to have the new channels of income generation. We see this as a part of resilience as well. And the fourth one is the social resilience that we call, in which we are targeting some underserved, quote unquote, components, parts of the society, like women, youth entrepreneurs, refugee entrepreneurs, and others. And we are targeting them in some particular ways of conducting our project. So this is the understanding of our resiliency. So when we say what is disaster resilience, Sağlam doesn't restrict the concept of disaster with natural disasters. Rather, it adopts the vision of providing innovative solutions for any unusual condition, encompassing natural and man-made disasters that hinder business continuity. And to continue, why disaster preparedness is vital, here are some numbers from our project and from our research. So private sector constitutes 85% of global investments, and 90% of the businesses in the world are SMEs. So statistics on recovery shows that 25% of businesses will recover after a large-scale disaster. 75% of businesses without business continuity plan that we are offering in Sağlam will fail within 3 months from the disaster happening. And the third one is businesses which do not reopen within 10 days of the disaster are likely to fail. And fourth one is 40% of small businesses will not reopen at all. And the fifth one is 25% of them close doors within 2 years. So that's why disaster resilience, disaster preparedness is the most vital thing for the social and economic resiliency of the SMEs at the same time. So let me see what we offer as disaster resiliency. So we do have a toolbox which is called Resilience in a Box, in which we create together with our American partners, which is a unique and inclusive content and online toolkit out of 4 sub-kits, if you like. There is a free access to our, through our website, and it is a cloud technology in which the SMEs put their own information, which is related with their emergency action plan, and on their own, they can renew it when it is needed, according to the conditions, changing conditions that they're having within their own business environment. So the Resilience in a Box, including hands-on training sessions for SMEs, individuals, and entrepreneurs, and TOT sessions for officials of larger institutions and companies. I'm very happy to say that in the following month, we will be starting with 20 local Chamber of Commerce of TOB, Union of Chamber of Commerce of Turkey, with a TOT to make them disaster resilient and to give them the necessary tools that they will be able to support their local members when it comes to disaster resilience. So what we are giving actually in these trainings and webinars, so it's disaster resiliency test. The second one is the best 20 tips while you are getting prepared for disaster. A workbook 101 in which you can use online and interactively to be able to prepare to disaster. And lastly, which is legally a must, which is legally an obligation in Turkey, an emergency action plan. So as an SME, you can create your emergency action plan, hundreds of pages through our online network, and put it in the cloud, and you can change it whenever it is needed, and you can print it out whenever it is needed by any kind of governmental audit. So that's the content that we are offering. So first one, the disaster resilience test. As you can see, you can learn your disaster resistance score by resilience in a box text, which is composed of 25 questions. By the way, all of them are available in Turkish, in English, and Arabic right now. And stage 2, in 20, like after seeing your condition, current condition about the disaster preparedness, we are offering you 20 best 20 tips which provides easy get started tips that will assist the SMEs before, during, and after disaster. So it's kind of a like preliminary guidance for them. And the third one is the Workbook 101. As I said, Disaster Resilience Workbook 101 provides more detailed business-related tools, tips, and resources to assist companies by addressing their own 6 critical assets before a disaster occurs. By using the multiple and edible active tables, you can assess the risks peculiar to your company, make prioritization, and can follow up institutional resilience and disaster preparedness of your company. Sorry. And the fourth one, maybe the most important one, as the product of the products, is the emergency action plan. The emergency action plan report works with the cloud system so that you can continue to fill out your plan whenever you want without losing your previous entity. The second one, you can add your colleagues as a user to work on the same report. So you can, as an SME, check the overall completion rate of report anytime you like. Fourth of all, you can attach your relevant documents to the report. And fifth, completed reports can be downloaded in PDF format and can be converted to the official emergency action plan of company after confirmed by authorized person. So what we have done with these, in addition to these TOTs and trainings and creating these tools, we did have, especially in 2020, the very direct local interventions after disaster. As Sağlam Kobi team, we directly went to the Elazığ after the Elazığ earthquake and İzmir earthquake and actively engaged with the Chamber of Commerce, municipalities, relevant national bodies like AFAD and the Ministry of Interior and others. And what we have done is we have worked in close cooperation with them and all relevant other stakeholders to assess the needs and then provide information and assistance as a disaster resilience and business community. And we tried to, another CSR component here, we tried to link them, link the needs of them with the bigger, big businesses of Turkey in terms of disaster resiliency, and then by the 2000 Sağlam Kobi 2.0 vision was including this. We added not only the UPS Global Foundation and UPS and World Economic Forum and US Chamber of Commerce, we added Allianz, insurance company, ESRI, one of the biggest mapping companies of Turkey, Google, and Youth Business International and TOB at the same time. By doing this, by adding those new sponsors, if you like, for Sağlam Kobi, we had a chance to create, this is the very preliminary numbers of our map. Actually, it's now around 70, and it will be national on April. So Sağlam Kobi project has adapted the 2.0 vision, as I said, to 4 mechanisms encouraging disaster preparedness processes and mutual interaction of SMEs by utilizing the digital map for SMEs with the cooperation of the entities that I already mentioned. So pilot version of SMEs map utilized right after Izmir earthquake shows. You can see number of SMEs affected by earthquake, number of SMEs continued to work in 3 days, number of SMEs not having emergency action plans, and number of SMEs needing financial and material support. So what we have done, apart from our toolkit, we created Center of Excellences under Sağlam Kobi project. Center of Excellence means the center that leads and pioneers to certain workspace while carrying out best practices, research and development, support and all training services with its team and organization. So Sağlam Kobi has been providing training and consultancy services to the SMEs hands-on, its centers of excellence and in Denizli and Mersin. Also, by February 2021, as I said, Sağlam Kobi will be carrying out 30 sessions with chambers of commodity exchange to ensure that they can act as center of excellences by providing consultancy and training to their affiliated enterprises and SMEs. So when it comes to digital resiliency, as a part of strategy in response to COVID-19 crisis, Sağlam Kobi has organized Sağlam Kobi has organized digitalization and disaster resilience program for SMEs, which was founded by the grant of Google.org, led by Youth Business International (YBA) and implemented by IDEMA in close collaboration with Google Turkey and the Union of Chambers and Commodity Exchange of Turkey. So the content of the program, which is already available right now online, digital marketing webinars, Google Workspace mentorship sessions, disaster resilience tests and emergency action plan webinars. Within the scope of Digital SMEs program, online helpline services were provided to beneficiaries through which they could reach and get information between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. all weekdays. So under this umbrella, we conducted, since COVID-19 crisis has broken out, we conducted 33 webinars, 1,077 participants, and 75% participant satisfaction. Coming to an end, we talked about disaster resilience, digital resilience, and right now we are on the angle of social resilience, which is directly related with the CSR concept. Sağlam Kobi prioritize women and youth participation in the programs, and when it comes to that, refugee and disabled people participation as well. So to support inclusive growth for all beneficiaries in digitalization and disaster resilience program, we conducted a case study. Participants has chosen among women entrepreneurs and women SME owners to better follow up and assist their digitalization process and business continuity journey. Of course, like as I said, economic resilience is coming out of all the combination of all these resilience. Economic resiliency very easily means actually business continuity and generating revenue. So Sağlam Kobi carries out research and surveys on SMEs to assess business continuity regarding also economic resiliency, both in general and in disaster cases particular. After the İzmir earthquake in 2020, Sağlam Kobi has implemented survey on SMEs to understand and meet financial, material, and logistical needs of SMEs by reporting to the officials, relevant stakeholder, and public. Because of earthquake, have been contacted by Sağlam Kobi team to act in solidarity and to contact them, as I said, with the big business if necessary, or some other funding opportunities to help them in the recovery phase right now, for this part, in the recovery phase after disaster happens, rather than preparedness. So what lies ahead? We are foreseeing a stronger cooperation with different sectors, focusing on especially telecommunication, IT, and finance, in which we actually conduct some other webinars with like EasyCo and other e-payment mechanisms of Turkey in May and June, and we will continue that. The second aim is the local, region, and global partners. We're very happy that we do have regional and global partners, and right now we will be having an extent of local partners with the local chambers inclusion in the project. And the third one is the better understanding of SMEs in all levels and sectors, and better understanding the impact that we are creating with SMEs to have more resilient SMEs and resilient communities. So I am right now came to an end to my presentation. All the contact information is there. You can directly contact us through all these networks, and you can directly, of course, contact me individually. Thank you for listening. And right now, I am stopping. I stopped sharing. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Aydoğan, for this great presentation and information you shared.